Ever since the release of Star Wars The Last Jedi by writer and director Rian Johnson, a lot of fans around the world have wanted change within the sequel trilogy. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, today I wanted to focus on Episode 9, a very important film, right, by both J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, which serves as the final installment of both the sequel trilogy and the Skywalker saga itself. We do know that Kathleen Kennedy is not going to be involved in this project as much as how she was with The Last Jedi, which is one good thing. The second good thing is that apparently Disney and Lucasfilm will be fixing certain elements in Star Wars Episode 9 that were actually in The Last Jedi, so they will essentially be expanding off of The Last Jedi into Star Wars Episode 9 and taking it in a completely new direction. Now, we've heard of this before, that they're using Episode 9 as a course correction technique in the sequel trilogy, and there's a big debate over all of this on whether or not this is a good idea by Disney and Lucasfilm. We do know that the box office results for Solo: A Star Wars Story was not that good at all because of The Last Jedi backlash, and of course the marketing for the Han Solo film. So looking past all of this, a lot of people are viewing the fixing of Star Wars Episode 9 as a weakness on Disney's front. A lot of people are also saying that this is also showing a strength within Disney as a company because they are trying to put everything back together as fast as possible. Now, I wanted to really get into this discussion and really express my feelings on all of this and how they can actually fix Star Wars Episode 9, and I believe that there are two major elements that most likely and probably would not be done, but I believe this would ultimately fix it pretty much ASAP. So looking at all of this, I think that two Star Wars Episode 9 parts should be an essential piece of the sequel trilogy in order to really enhance the character development of not only Rey, Poe, and Finn, but also, of course, for Kylo Ren and Luke Skywalker. The second is, of course, bringing Luke Skywalker back to life. I feel like that those are the two main things that would really fix the sequel trilogy and fixing certain elements in Star Wars Episode 9 alike. Now, the more realistic aspects of what they will be doing in Episode 9, a lot of people have been asking me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, saying, you know, Mike, what are they really going to fix in Episode 9 that reflects on The Last Jedi? Now, there are two big things, most definitely, and I believe that this all has to do with Rey's lineage, her parents, and exactly where Rey comes from. I think that there's going to be a huge revelation for the character of Rey that will change our perception on The Last Jedi of that moment inside of the throne room between both Kylo Ren and Rey. So those two characters talking to each other about their parents, or about her parents, I should say, really kind of let a lot of people down. And there's a big debate on Rey being a nobody. A lot of people embrace the idea and love the idea, which is perfectly fine and okay and all. But on the other hand, a lot of people, including myself, were very disappointed about that choice of making Rey a nobody. Now, a lot of people would say, well, Anakin was essentially a nobody, but if you look at Anakin, you know where he's going, you know who he eventually becomes, and you also get the idea that he's special because, well, he was conceived through the Force itself, through Shmi Skywalker. So Shmi Skywalker was a conduit, in a sense, through the Force in order to give birth to Anakin Skywalker. Now, what they could do, if they really wanted to do something amazing, is make Rey a more important character. Like I say, what's also so great about both Luke, Leia, and Han is they're all connected to this family tree. All of them. Even Ben Solo, he's connected to both Han, Luke, and Leia. And even Anakin and Shmi and Padme, they're all connected. But on the other hand of things here, you do have Rey, who's just a nobody. So I believe that if they are to kind of change elements with Rey's lineage, I think things will go in a better direction that way. Now, as far as everything else goes, I think that By also using that as a technique, what they could also do is give Luke Skywalker some action in this movie, which, by the way, we have been hearing that Mark Hamill is going to be shooting an action sequence in December during also the end of November of this month, so a lot of things really are happening for Episode 9. So certain elements that will be fixed in Episode 9 from The Last Jedi, I believe, is a good thing. I don't think it really necessarily shows a weakness within Disney. Could it be desperation? Perhaps. But I think that it may very well be that Disney and Lucasfilm are really trying to piece this sequel trilogy together in order to not only fix it for the fans, but in order to also get good box office results. Like I have said many times before, if Episode 9 fails, I could absolutely see the Cassian Andor series getting cancelled. I could most definitely see the new Star Wars trilogy getting reworked and or cancelled, and the Rian Johnson trilogy cancelled. I think everything really depends right now on Episode 9's success, and we'll have to wait and see exactly how everything works out. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.